We are just 2 weeks away from the premiere of Falcon and Winter Soldier, and for that reason, in this video, I'm going to talk about 5 spec books that might be worth picking up before they get too hot. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video with Swaggle. And in this video, I'm going to talk about 5 spec books that relate to Falcon and Winter Soldier. Now, if you guys have been watching my videos and following some of the other videos I did about Wandavision and those spec books, you'll know that buying spec books the week of the show and the week after the show and the weeks preceding is never a good time, because as we know from the FOMO and people being really excited about the week-to-week content, those books continue to rise and rise and rise. So in this video, I kind of wanted to share with you guys 5 spec books that I've been thinking about, but 2 weeks before, and for that reason, hopefully you guys, if you want to spec on these books, will be able to get them at a time before the prices go too crazy. But before I get into my picks, if you guys could drop me a like or a comment or subscribe if you're enjoying my content, love interacting with you guys, and let's keep this conversation going. All right, with that being said, I wanted to do a video where I kind of identified 5 spec books for the show. And being that we're 2 weeks out, I think there might still be a little bit of a window to get these books right now before they go crazy. Now, again, I'm not trying to promote FOMO. Only get this stuff if you actually really want it. And if we can learn anything from the WandaVision books, you'll see that, those books week to week to week just go up and up and up. So I think now is probably the last time you want to pull the trigger on some of these things. And another little caveat, I'm not going to talk about, first appearance of Falcon and first appearance of Winter Soldier. You guys should all know that those books are going to increase in value because we have the show about them. I'm mostly focused on 5 spec books here that I think are interesting as they relate to the show. All right, so with that being said, let me get into my 5 picks. And again, just to clarify, this is kind of what I'm going to call an honorable mention. Again, when we have this show, of course, first appearance of Falcon, Captain America 117, and first appearance of Winter Soldier, Captain America 6 are going to blow up. So again, if you want to get these books, definitely get them, before the show starts. But these are not necessarily books that I'm identifying as spec. But the first book that I'm identifying as spec that might be worth picking up is actually Captain America 168. And what is the significance of this? Well, this is the first appearance of Baron Zemo. Now, in this book, though, he was a character known as Phoenix, and you can see him right here on the cover. And this is a great little storyline about him. He captures Captain America, and Falcon has to go save him. And then he reveals that, he in fact is Baron Zemo and was related to the old Helmut Zemo and things like that. And this is his first appearance. And we all know that from Captain America Civil War, Baron Zemo was in that movie and is going to continue to play a role in Falcon and Winter Soldier. So for that reason, this is a book that, generally speaking, it's not necessarily like a super cheap book. Like I've seen deals on eBay for around the $20 mark. I've seen it even as low as $15. So this is a book that I feel like has a lot of potential to get really hot, especially once we get Baron Zemo in the MCU week to week to week. So Captain America 168, definitely a book I would keep my eye on. The only caveat here is that this is the first appearance of the character, but not necessarily the first appearance of the character in costume. So, and for that reason, the next book I'm going to talk about is actually that appearance, which is Captain America 275. And what is the significance of this? Well, this is the first appearance of Baron Zemo in costume. Captain America 275, he dons the purple hood that we all identify with Baron Zemo. So for that reason, between 168 here and 275, I think that these books are the kind of like the 1A and 1B books to spec on if you're thinking that Baron Zemo is going to play a big role in the MCU. And personally, I do think that, from here on out, Baron Zemo will definitely be playing a huge role into the MCU. And one of the reasons for that is, I will get into with my last spec book that I'm going to talk about in this video. But this is a really, really cool book to get your hands on. You rewind the clock back a couple months ago, I had actually seen this book go for the $5 mark on eBay. So definitely a super underrated book. And I'm not really sure which one is going to be the quote unquote winner book when it comes to Baron Zemo. But I think both of these have big have room to grow and legs to stand on as they continue to rise in their stock value throughout the the show's duration and into other properties later on down the line. So 168 and 265. All right, let's go on now to my third pick here. And my third pick is actually going to be Captain America 323. And what is the significance of this? Well, this is the first appearance of John Walker. And for those who don't know, John Walker is he was the super patriot. He was a superhero that ended up taking up the mantle of Captain America. And from everything that we can gather right now with Falcon and Winter Soldier, we know that Wyatt Russell, who is a great actor, he's been in a lot of great shows and great movies, is going to be playing John Walker. And it looks like he's actually wearing the Captain America gear. So that's really, really exciting that they're actually probably going to do this kind of like Mark Gruenwald story where, John Walker takes up the mantle of Captain America, and for all intents and purposes, probably Falcon and Winter Soldier are really upset by that. And this is something that I think is really interesting. And I feel like this is a storyline that's going to play out for a long time in the MCU. And for those who don't know, John Walker is basically, where Captain America represents the ideals of what America should stand for, right? Like, he's that type of person. John Walker is basically represents the American ideals, but sort of like an American sensationalism, or he's kind of like a zealot when it comes to America. So he just thinks that America's the best. He has full trust in the institutions and the government. So he becomes that real like flagship character when he wears the mantle of Captain America. And for that reason, like he is almost a little bit like antagonistic in a way, even though he is, in his heart, he's like a good guy or a superhero, because he so blindly follows the government. A lot of the superheroes don't like him, and a lot of the superheroes have a lot of conflict with him, including Captain America. So this is something that I think is really interesting as a book. And not to mention that, just as a side note, this is one of those classic 1984 covers where they had like the portrait of all the superheroes on them. So this one, just for cover presentability, I think is a great book to have regardless of spec. So Captain America 323, first appearance of John Walker. Definitely going to heat up once we get Falcon and Winter Soldier. As soon as we see John Walker run out with that Captain America shield and Captain America uniform, people are going to be buying up this book like hotcakes. All right, let's move on now to my fourth spec book here, and that is going to be Captain America 354. And what is the significance of this? Well, as I mentioned in the previous book, you had the first appearance of John Walker. He takes up the mantle of Captain America, but what ends up happening to him is that he actually gets let go of the Captain America mantle because Steve Rogers comes back, and then he becomes this character here called U.S. Agent. And U.S. Agent becomes like another sort of superhero, but like kind of an antagonist to Captain America. And in this book, like he becomes like a tool of the government. And what's really interesting to me with this is that, we've seen actually recently in modern Marvel, they actually did a miniseries for the U.S. Agent. They've been doing that actually currently as this video is out, that I believe that miniseries is still ongoing. And you can see that Marvel does this with characters that they know that they're going to be seeing in movies. We have a miniseries going on with Taskmaster. We know that Shang-Chi's coming. He's got his miniseries going on. And similarly, U.S. Agent also had his miniseries. So I have a feeling that, overall in Falcon and Winter Soldier, when they do this show, we're going to get the John Walker storyline. And it's very likely or possible to me that by the end of the show, maybe he steps down from the mantle of Captain America, and maybe he takes up, the U.S. Agent mantle and becomes like this specific type of character. And he probably really hates Falcon and Bucky, for instance, or maybe he really hates Steve Rogers or something. And I can see them really doing this storyline, because as I dig into the next book here, this is where I think that this show is all going to build to. And I guess that's a great segue for me to say that, my next book here, as far as spec book is concerned, is The Incredible Hulk 449. And what is the significance of this? Well, this is the first appearance of the group known as the Thunderbolts. And we all know General Ross, right, who came from The Incredible Hulk franchise. We saw him in Civil War. He was the one pushing the Sokovia Accords. I believe the actor is William Hurt. Well, we know that William Hurt is coming back in specifically the Black Widow movie, but we also, there's been speculation that we might see him in Falcon and Winter Soldier. And one of the reasons I think that we're going to see him there is because I have a feeling that what they're building in the MCU is they're making their way and laying the foundation for this team called the Thunderbolts. And what the Thunderbolts are is basically a governmental Avengers team, right? Right. Think about what General Ross wanted. He wanted the Avengers under contract, under the Sokovia Accords, to be under his jurisdiction. Well, I have a feeling that William Hurt is not going to be able to have that, and he's going to start his Thunderbolts team. And I can see them putting together a team of, US Agent with Baron Zemo, with maybe like a Ghost, right? Who we had from Ant-Man. Maybe he recruits Taskmaster, and they put together a Thunderbolts team. So in Falcon and Winter Soldier, I have a feeling we're going to get some of the foundation for that. Like maybe Baron Zemo and William Hurt cut a deal together, or maybe they have some kind of conversation, and that builds into like him recruiting Zemo to work for him. And then similarly, I think that once we get to Black Widow, we're going to continue to build upon that Thunderbolts team. So in Falcon and Winter Soldier, I think that there is going to be reference to the Thunderbolts. I think there's going to be reference to the formation of this team. And when we start to get those references, I think that this book will 100% explode onto the market. So anyways, that is all I have for this video. Those are my 5 spec books that I'm relating to Falcon and Winter Soldier. Again, we're just 2 weeks away from the show. I'm super excited to see what happens. But these are 5 books that, I own actually all of these books, and I've definitely been thinking about them in terms of spec. Granted, I think that there's a lot of big spec books out there, but these are 5 that I feel pretty confident that they're going to have some growth as we get the show week to week to week. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. Do you guys have any of these books? What do you think of these spec choices that I have? Are you going to get any of these things? Try to find a good deal. Don't wait to the last moment, because there's definitely, as I've seen in the Wandavision stuff, these books go crazy week to week to week. Anyways, that's all I have for this video. Drop me a like, comment, or subscribe if you're enjoying the content, and I will see you in the next one.